Preparing for the World Cup represented unknown load. We had never done this before, so we weren't quite sure what to expect. And so our multi-CDN strategy was actually really accelerated by the fact that we had to broadcast this content. And so a lot of what I explained earlier was set up specifically for this and has kind of been a part of our strategy going forward. It was still early on when the World Cup started, so a lot of that was like looking at our data, experimenting with different kinds of configs. Zach brings up a good point, kind of that business logic, like the cost versus performance, and making sure that the trade-offs there were set correctly and the right percentage of distribution were given to the right CDNs based on the data that we've seen. So a lot of that was just tuning and tweaking our implementation and making sure we understood it a little bit better, and understanding some of the edge cases of CDNs maybe we hadn't worked with before.
And I believe you spoke about this at another event, but you guys did some video in 4K for the World Cup. Can you share a little bit about that experience or any lessons learned?
Yeah, so 4K from a delivery standpoint, we didn't do a lot. I think mostly the heavy lift was just understanding the encoding side and the playout side. The delivery side of things, we actually stick with one CDN. We stuck with Fastly for all of the UHD content. The objects were, of course, a bit larger, but we didn't really see too much of a delta between performance we see for our normal HD streams and our UHD streams, and Fastly handled the load very well.
Great, thanks. Were there any lessons learned from this experience that you can share?
Yeah, so I guess when you come up with a strategy, if you have a strategy, I think one of the important things to do is make sure that you have kind of knobs and real-time kind of flags that you can flip as you see things happen in real time, and be able to react very quickly. And redundancies are important, but redundancies that aren't either automated or very easy to use are not super useful when you're thinking about like live TV, and everything is really important to be able to be switched and optimized in real time. So I would say just make sure you have as much control as you can. Be able to turn off CDNs easily, enumerate all of your single points of failure, be able to route around different services that may or may not be up during the live event.